Hey, Beats Turtle. Hold on. Hold on. I actually just saw yours and Ishtar's comments on Star Wars. I do agree with Ishtar. The original, the first three, 1, 2, and 3, it's pretty good. It's just, you know, some of the dialogue obviously was bad. I'm not gonna blame the actors. It's just, yeah, whoever wrote the script, some of the things are questionable, but in general, you know, I think it's not a bad trilogy by any means. Anyway, welcome, Noob Discoveries here, and we're playing Ace Attorney. We're on the second game, episode 4. Hopefully, I don't know. We're supposed to get an acquittal for Matt and Guardy, and someone kidnapped Maya, but Maya escaped. Didn't Maya escape? I'm pretty sure Maya escaped with the little seashell card of the. It's like a calling card, I guess. And I don't know, what are we doing? We're currently in like our third testimony for Adrian, or second testimony. But yeah, no. Episodes 1 through 3, pretty good. Well, I mean, everyone loves the lightsaber choreography in those movies. Darth Maul and Obi-Wan and Anakin in the third one. Great set of movies. Anyway, happy Friday. I hope everyone's week went well. This week was pretty good. Not gonna lie, it went by quick. You know, I got things done at work. There's actually a new position. My former coworker, she moved departments, but one of the positions in her department opened up, and she's asking me to apply. So, might be a good move. Maybe get a little raise. Hopefully, cross your fingers. Yeah. It's our last save. How you doing, Beats Turtle? How was your Friday? All right, so we're doing our cross-examination. What are we talking about here? Fallon Matt was the murderer. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. You know, I kind of want to get out of my current job. I've actually only been in it for like a year. A little over a year. But it's time to move on. And you know, nowadays, you don't get raises the same way you used to. The only way to get significant raises anywhere is just to move jobs entirely. I mean, otherwise you get these minor percent increases every year that more often than not don't even keep up with inflation. So they're not even raises when it comes. Hey, Carter! Look at this. Who this stranger? What's up, Carter? Doing good, Beats Turtle. Good to hear. How are you doing, Carter? How's the East Coast treating you? How's the wrestling treating you? It's been a long time since you stopped by, huh? Yeah, Beats Turtle, Carter. This guy. Cheerful camper. He's an old follower. Carter was even here before. Actually, I think Carter was like the first person to actually start chatting with me during a stream. It's been a while. I mean, obviously for good reason. You are 5 hours into the future. I'm streaming now, and it's like 1 o'clock for you already, or 2 o'clock. Oh, 4th again. But you did go up a weight class, didn't you? So, I mean, it's kind of understandable. You jumped the weight class. It's a little unfamiliar with you. Yeah, I was keeping track initially, and then yeah. But yeah, Carter, like 4th in the state. In the state. So this is, I forgot which state you are in. It's a big ass state, but 4th in the state for his weight class. So really good guy, man. Holy crap. Yeah, 209. So I mean, understandable that you don't come by that often. It's just the time difference sucks, man. Not gonna lie. I'm glad you came by that one time, you know, a long time ago, and anytime you come by. Wait, you're 4th with a record of 42 and 6? That's amazing. So the 3 people above you have better records than that? That's crazy. Holy moly. Oh, that was a fast AFK beat, Turtle. Anyway, from the moment I saw a crime scene, feeling that Matt was the murderer. How you been doing, though, Carter? You're in summer right now, right? You don't have any school. That's why you're up late, I'm assuming. Saw an email. Yeah, that's me. Every time. I mean, same time. Most nights. Most nights at the same time. And you're still up. Hey, thanks for stopping by, though, Carter. I hope everything's going well, though. Yeah, that was your intuition speaking to you. Don't confuse my methods of reasoning with their own. Want to prove that someone did something? You need 3 things. Motive, opportunity, and evidence. Think these 3 things through, answer becomes quite clear. They didn't teach you... No, I'm pretty sure they taught you that in lawyer school, Phoenix. That screws out the state semifinals. 1-0. Refs screwed me. Should have went to the state. Oh, man. Wait, state finals? Is it a 1 match and you're done kind of thing? Like single elimination? That's pretty bogus. Or is it like best 2 out of 3 single elimination? I don't even know how wrestling works. Is it just 1 match and you're done? Or is it best 2 out of 3 matches? Or is it a series? I know. I mean, if you're not going to summer school, you got... Well, I mean, it's kind of the middle of summer, but... I mean, you have all this free time. You're working too, right, Carter? You got a part-time job somewhere? May I continue? Matt had to kill Juan no matter what. Oh, that's speculation. Did you say need came from the press conference? Know why Juan chose that event and that hotel for the conference? That was when he could cause the most damage to the public's beloved Matt and Gaudi. You know this plan, didn't you, Miss Andrews? I was the one who set up the conference, prepared the costume. You know, yeah, Mia's still there. I think she's protecting, quote-unquote, protecting Pearl. Working full-time. Ooh, smart. Smart man, Carter. Never too early to start working. And if you can, put some away in a investment retirement account. The longer it has to grow, the better it is for you, right? Compound interest. Wait, 12 hours, 12-hour days? What the hell? What are you doing? 12-hour days. That's ridiculous. Oh, but seriously, if you can, whatever amount, put some away every paycheck into a retirement account, like a Roth, an IRA Roth, or traditional IRA. I mean, you're young. If it has 50 years to grow before you pull out, before you take it out of the account or start using it, it grows a lot. The earlier, the better. That's all I gotta say. But damn, 12-hour days. I've never worked a 12-hour day. So, I mean, hats off to you, Carter. Cut meat, clean the place. That's right. See, I knew you were a butcher. That's a long time, man. I hope they're paying you well, man. Hope they're paying you well. Good stuff, though. Sure, Mr. Guardian himself didn't know anything about the press conference. Really? Can you show me any proof he didn't know about the press conference? Can you show me proof he... Well, granted, we're claiming he didn't know anything. Anyway, important thing here is information was not in your testimony. Please correct your testimony. Oh, God, grasping at straws. $10 an hour, better than $7.50 for just cleaning. I mean, it is. That's a long time, though. Whew. Hard worker. That's good work ethic to have, though. I'm not going to lie. 12 hours. I mean, you're a young guy, Carter. It's good to learn that experience. I mean, not necessarily butchering, but just putting in the time, putting in the work, you know? Don't know what his motive was. Don't have any way to prove I'm right. Are you making great use of your time? Is there an off season for wrestling? Do you have to like exercise or practice or something like that when you're off season? Mr. Gotti done something to hurt or betray you? Why do you ask? You're the one who helped Mr. Corrida with his press conference. That event was supposed to bring down Mr. Gotti, yet you still helped out. Person on trial right now, Mr. Gotti, right? What the witness was thinking helping the victim with his plan is none of our concern. Any case means the defendant had a motive to kill. Think about $480 a week. That's a lot of cash. Serious. That's a lot. You know? You're definitely earning it. Go to the gym with your friends 3 days a week after work. Right? Oh. Dude. You have a busier schedule than most adults. Work 12 hours. You work out after work. You know, like, holy crap. You're adulting before you need adults. But no, seriously, save up for college, put it in a retirement account. Yeah, I mean, you're pushing you're marking off all the right things off the adulting list. Don't lose that momentum. Didn't have an alibi for what he was doing at the time of the murder. Since you already testified earlier, Mr. Ngotti was taking a nap. Telling me now that too was a lie so you could cover from Mr. Ngotti. Not telling you anything of the sort. Once you get him for the show, honestly was sleeping. However, whether he was sleeping the entire time, that I cannot say. Too busy setting up the stage at the time. Keep trying, can find no flaws with what Miss Andrews has said. Can't say the same for some people here in this courtroom. Thoughts were confirmed. Evidence, of course, button and the knife. You can hardly call the knife decisive evidence. Fingerprints on the knife could very well be a clever camouflage. What about the button? Clear from the crime scene, victim and his murderer fought. During the fight, killer ripped the button from the Jammin' Ninja's costume. How about this button? Button was found in the pleats of Matt's Hakama. Is that correct? I think that makes it very decisive evidence. Okay. Anyway, knife doesn't prove a thing. Please fix your testimony. With a nice stare. What is it? Please add testimony. We're altering all kinds of things in this thing. Button was torn off Juan during his fight with Matt. School set up. School pays for the tech college. Going to college, get a job with my dad after half a semester, make starting 18. Oh, that's a good jump. Great jump. Oh, your dad has his own company or whatever? College is free because of my high... Oh, damn. So it's like an escalator. Well, what I've heard it called. It's like an escalator education. Like your high school is connected to the college and it's kind of all planned out for you, right? But damn, everything's planned out. Good for you, buddy. You're definitely on the right track. A lot of people don't have, they got to figure out what college they want to go to. They've got to figure out if they want to go to college, if they want to work. Some people don't know what they want to do. So, maybe they take a year off to work between high school and college. It's a lot of decisions to make during that time. When the ends of the threads on the button and the costume matched up, they're found to fit perfectly together. Okay, so I heard. Why would Miss Andrews know about this case down to such a fine detail? Don't look at me just because I'm prepared and you are not. Anything to trip her up, it has to be here. Where and what? I'm Matt's manager. Felt I had to protect him. Shift manager at BMW. Whoa, going to Mechatronics. Alright, be right back. Mechatronics. I guess that's because, all cars made nowadays are computer controlled. It's not just an engine with parts. Like they all have a computer controller running them, like, and whatnot, right? Mechatronics. That is nuts. Drink your water. Drink your water, noobs. Problem with that though is when your car breaks down and it has something to do with electrical wiring or computer systems, it can cost that much more to fix. Really crappy. This Andrew's testimony seems pretty solid. It sounded like a wishy-washy. Need strong evidence. Take care. Got it. Wait. I press? God, I keep messing up. I'm trying to press. What you really did, stab the guy in the back at the worst possible time. Who's to say she really stabbed the guy in the back, as you put it? Hey, we missed you having you around too, Carter. We've had a lot more viewers come by and chatting it up. Yeah. But it's been a while. It really has. I mean, if I'm ever on the East Coast, I should try to hit up your state. Maybe we can meet up or something. But no, you're doing good. You're living your life. You're checking off all the boxes. So keep doing what you're doing. Don't lose that momentum. Witness could have disclosed things about Mr. Ngati at the time. I mean, you're doing sports. You're working. You know what you want to do education-wise. Like, you got things set. Why would you wait until there was a large audience before doing so? Same reason Mr. Corrida planned such elaborate conflict. We've actually been playing this game for a long time. So this is like a puzzle, visual novel puzzle game. We're trying to solve cases, or we defend our client. We're a defense attorney, and a client has committed murder. But we gotta find them not guilty because supposedly, I mean, up to this point, they have not been guilty, but people are trying to frame them, and it's a puzzle. It's a puzzle. Be right back. All right. I know, right? Beats Turtle. Carter's got it more together than I do. Yeesh. Like it took me. I'm not gonna lie. I jumped around like 3 different majors in college. I got expelled from college for bad grades. I did graduate eventually though, but I mean, it took me 11 years to graduate college with a bachelor's degree. Not even a master's, a bachelor's. I should be a medical doctor with that much years of school. But it's okay, Beats Turtle. You're young too. You just gotta figure out what you want to do. That's all. Andrew wanted to cause Mr. Gotti as much damage as she possibly could. Witness bears ill will towards the fence. This isn't the Phoenix Wright Wax Philosophical Power Hour. I like that, Edgeworth. I do. Stop slandering the witness. Alright. I wasn't actually really paying attention. Let's save. Yeah, 18? You're so young. You're not even in college yet, Beats Turtle. I am double your age. And I mean, even at my age, I could make a career change. I could go back to school. It's a little bit harder because it's a little bit harder. Well, it's like I don't have as much time, but you're young. You're young, Beast Turtle. Don't worry about it. But find something you want to do. I mean, that's the main thing. You gotta find something you want to do. I mean, if it's art, that's something you could look into. Starting your own business, selling artwork. Who knows? I mean, yeah, everyone's situation is different. There's financial aid, or you could get scholarships. There's also trade schools. Trade schools are a lot cheaper, and you can get, and there's always a demand for trade jobs, and trade jobs pay a lot. And you don't need a college degree, you just need a, certification from the trade school. Plumbing, electrician, welding, I hear, is really good. I mean, but the main thing is, you don't want to be miserable in your job. You really don't. Right, okay, I gotta focus here. We have all this evidence. There's a contradiction somewhere. From the moment I saw the crime scene, Matt was the murderer. I know what his motive was. Don't have any way to prove I'm right. He didn't have an alibi for what he was doing at the time of the murder. Button was torn off Juan during his fight with Matt. And Matt's manager felt I had to protect him. Didn't we amend one of these? Why do you ask? You were the one who helped Mr. Clear press conference. Witness was thinking of our concern. Okay. Didn't have an alibi. What he's doing. Didn't you already testify Mr. Guy was taking a nap? Not telling you anything. Went to get him. He honestly was sleeping. Whether he was sleeping the entire time cannot say. He's too busy sitting on the stage. Button was torn off Juan during his fight with Matt. How do you know? Ends of the threads on the button. No. Why would Miss Andrews know about this case down to such a fine detail? That's actually interesting. So she knows about the button. Ripped from his costume, covered in Corrida's blood. Thing is, I'm almost always not happy with it. Yeah, I mean, I kind of understand that sentiment, Beats Turtle. I am not truly... Well, I mean, the job I have, it's not bad by any means. My coworkers are good. The work isn't... the work isn't bad. I'm content with my job. I wouldn't say I'm happy, but it pays the bill. It's a good work environment. I mean, I'm fortunate to be in such a situation. But working is, I mean, as far as I've experienced so far, working is just not something I like doing in general. So I totally understand that sentiment. Always stress and frustration. Yeah, stress and frustration in art. That was the button, right? Let's go back. Button was torn off Juan during his fight with Matt. Ripped from his costume, covered in Corrida's blood, found in Gardy's Hakama. You would think we would see the button on this picture. Like, where is it caught? Right? Where is the button? What if we present that picture? Let's try. Objection! Nope, that ain't it. Guessing. Start from the figure. From the moment, I had a feeling Matt was the murderer. Wait, why? Why? Intuition? Don't confuse. Want to prove someone did something? Yeah. I know what his motives. Don't have anything. He didn't have an alibi for what he was doing at the time of the murder. He was sleeping. Button was torn off. Matt's manager felt I had to protect him. Decisive evidence. Decisive evidence. What are we looking at here? The knife bears the victim's blood and Gardy's fingerprints. Gatewater is engraved. Button was torn off during his fight. Maybe it has something to do with the knife. Strangled with a scarf, stabbed with a knife. I don't know. From the moment I saw, I had a feeling Matt was the murderer. Button was torn off. Matt's manager. Bit of a lazy person, not really wanting to do the thing. Feeling discouraged. Happens to you every time before I do background work. Dude, are you me, Beats Turtle? Are we the same? I'm kind of a lazy person too. I hate starting anything. Like, it just seems like going into a task, it just seems daunting all the time. And I'm like, oh my God, I procrastinate. I don't do things. I can totally relate, man. Totally relate. All right, button was torn off. She knows a lot of cases, a lot of info about this case. But you did stab the guy in the back. Worst possible time. Why would she wait until there was a large audience before the same reason Cordia planned such an elaborate conference? Miss Andrews wanted to cause Miss Ngardi as much damage as she possibly could. Witness bears ill will towards the defendants. I mean, Mia thinks it's wishy-washy testimony. I don't know. Noob saw he gave me congrats being ranked. Shoulder got hurt. Couldn't keep wrestling. Oh no! Because of injury? Ooh. I mean that sucks, Carter. That really does, but you gotta take care of yourself too, man. I mean, it is what it is, but it's better that you heal up instead of getting hurt, you know, getting hurt worse because you're playing on an injury. Yeah, I mean, that definitely sounds like a blow. But dude, you're still top 5. You're still top 5 in the state. That is something to be proud of, man. And you were number 2 before that drop, before that injury. Like, we could say, what if you didn't get injured? I mean, the fact that you even reached number 2 should be, you know, great encouragement. Like, you got the skills. You got the skills, Carter. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Wanted to stab Matt and Gotti in the back. Maybe that's something to do with this. Protect him. What if we present the knife here? Nope. We're just guessing at this point. Load, 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 load. Huh. Didn't have an alibi. Button was torn off. There's something about the button. Let's press everything again. Gosh. I know she wanted the orange juice, right? The tomato juice, not orange juice. Would you say your intuition speaking? Don't confuse my methods. You want to prove someone did something, need 3 things. Motive, opportunity to think. Yeah, okay. Season coming up soon. Wait, already? 2 months away from starting. State title time. Whoo! I mean, make sure your injuries are good. You're all, rehabbed up, ready to go. You said you're still working out. That's good. You're lifting the weights, hitting the gym. But yeah, I mean, good luck to you. Good luck to you. Please do not compete injured though. A lot of people try to push through it, and it ends up worse because they try to push through injuries. I mean, sometimes it works out okay, but a lot of times because you're already compromised, you want to make sure you're 100% before getting back into it. Has Mr. Ngardi done something to hurt or betray you? Why do you ask? We were the one who helped Mr. Curdy. That event was supposed to break down, so helped him. Witness was helping the victim with his plan, none of our concern. Can it? Well, it means the defendant had a motive to kill. Didn't have an alibi. Didn't you already testify Mr. Ngadi was taking a nap? Telling me it was a lie? Not telling you anything. When I went to get him, he honestly was sleeping. As to whether he was sleeping the entire time, cannot say. Too busy setting up the stage. Button was torn off. Beats has been... How long have you been around, Beats? I want to say... the beginning of this year, about. He was actually... He came by... Beats Turtle came by... Someone hosted me. And Beats Turtle was one of the new... Like, he started following me that night. And he just started keep coming by every time now. Yeah, no, Carter, you've been there again. You're the first person to actually chat in the stream. And I was playing, I remember exactly which game I was playing. It was Knights of the Round. Not Knights of the Round. Knights of the Old Republic. I was going through that, you know, I was like halfway through the game, I want to say. And you just came by and you were talking about you wanted to maybe pick up streaming. I remember. Yeah. It was Big Tooth. That's right. See, I knew someone hosted. And then I got like 2 or 3 people. It's not just you, but I think Ishtar followed too. And someone else was there too. I forget. Someone else followed. But yeah, I got a bunch of followers. Big Tooth was awesome. I haven't seen her streaming in a while, actually. I hope everything's okay with her. Button was torn off during the fight. Matt's manager. I don't know. Superstar, Mega Hot. Realized source was getting close. Maybe this? But she's framing. Is framing Matt. Is she framing Matt? Stabbed with knife, strangled with the car. Adrian Andrew. No, not that one. I got money rolling, Noob. Thinks it's time to get a PC. Try to start streaming. I mean, that sounds great, Carter. I think I'm actually following you. I know you're not a streamer, but I can still follow you, your profile. And it'll be great. You know, if one day I see you streaming, I can stop in and say hi and maybe I'm gonna, you know, cheer you some bits. That'd be awesome. I don't know how you're gonna do it with the schedule you have though. Think she's okay. Hope she just might be busy working on the D&D. That's right. You're right. She was doing D&D a lot. Oh, and she took a trip to Mississippi. Okay. You know, it's good to take. You know, sometimes you just need to take a break. That's good to hear, though. Yeah, because I haven't seen her. She was streaming Dragon Age Inquisition, and I think she was playing some other stuff too. But I loved watching her stream. She's so chill. She's so nice. I like talking to her. She's so nice. I don't know where... Dude, these episodes are really getting hard. Do you have any idea, Carter, what kind of games you want to stream? Or are you just going to do any kind of game? Or are you going to focus on one game that you're interested in? Had a feeling Matt was the murderer. Why does she... know what his motive was. Don't have any way to prove I'm right. Actually, he has an alibi. It's called he was sleeping. Button was torn off. What if I present the magazine quickly? Nope. What if we show the... Did we already show the knife with this? We did, right? Or what about the orange juice? Nope, not the orange juice. Okay. I mean, we're just guessing. I don't even know. I don't know. Like games like, ooh, Skyrim. RPG, yeah, you like them RPGs. Fallout, you're a big Bethesda fan. Games I can pick up whenever, start playing. But we presume he was sleeping, or did she say it? Well, she's saying she found him sleeping, but that doesn't mean he was sleeping the whole time. That's her excuse. Didn't you already testify Mr. Ngardi was taking a nap? Are you telling me now that too was a lie so you could cover for him? Not telling you anything. When I went to get him for the show, he was sleeping. However, as to whether he was sleeping the entire time, I cannot say. I was too busy sitting up the stage at the time. I don't know, man. That's wishy-washy. Yeah, Skyrim is a great... You know, I've tried playing Skyrim. I've already said this before, but I've never been able to finish it. I'll get 20 hours in and I'll stop playing it. I don't know why. Fallout, it's fun. No time to play. Maybe after wrestling season, I'll have a PC. I mean, you're definitely working hard enough, saving up for a PC. I would suggest, if you can. Well, maybe not. Maybe it's harder, but there's a lot of good pre-built computers nowadays. But because ever since I've bought parts and I put together my own computer, I suggest to anyone that they do that for themselves, just because, one, it's good to learn about how your computer works, and two, to customize the computer specs to what you need is, you know, you can't necessarily do that with a pre-built computer. And a lot of pre-builts do prevent you from making good upgrades or expanding if you wanted to add on to your computer later in the future. Might go to a beginner's cutting tournament tomorrow. The sword fighting beats Turtle. Are you gonna enter that? Are you gonna compete, or are you just gonna watch? Evidence. Button was torn off. Didn't have an alibi. Who's that? I'm just guessing. I don't know. You know, we actually haven't moved from the spot since we started. This is the same cross-examination. All we did was press the statements. And we're almost an hour into our stream already. Oh my god. I mean, granted, I've been chatting with you guys for a good portion, but still. Oh, maybe we want to present a profile. I know what his motives. I know what his motive was. What was his motive? Why do you ask? Person on trial, Mr. Ngardi writes. What the witness was thinking, helping the victim with his plan is none of our concern. How do you know? When the ends of the threads on the button costume were matched up, found to fit perfectly. How does she know that information? If there's anything to trip her up on, it has to be here. I think that's the hint. It has to be the statement. This button statement. Button was torn off Juan during his fight with Matt. Maybe the picture? No, did we present this picture? Because we didn't see a button. We did, right? Carter, stop spy. Stream slows down. No. No. Everyone's doing their own thing, Carter. No, it's like, I mean, fencing is a type of sword fighting, but this is like big swords. Present. Nope, that's not. What about the, button was torn off? What about this? Nope. Button was torn off Juan during his fight with Matt. Full with tomato juice, bears, or this one. Empty, some water, only on top of the lid. Bears Corita's fingerprints. I'm just guessing. I'm just guessing at this point. I don't know. Picture taken in the hallway. Okay, I was still guessing, but apparently it had something to do with the autopsy report. I'll take it. But we were right about the hint when Phoenix was thinking to himself that that was the statement to present the evidence on. Victim's autopsy report clearly states cause of death, strangulation by a scarf. Knife stab to the victim was done after the victim had already died. What does that mean? Let's examine the evidence. Button has the victim's blood on it, which would mean it was ripped off the costume when? Oh, afterwards. After he was stabbed and already dead. After the knife was stabbed into the victim. Which means impossible, but that this victim was torn off during the Oh, I see what that was. That was such an indirect thing. Like, that was such an indirect contradiction. That's why I had no idea. Like, in the first game, the contradictions were a lot easier to spot. But, I mean, this was tricky. Like, you really need to think outside the box for these things. HEMA, historical European martial arts. So yeah, like European sword fighting. Well, fencing is European, but I guess you're talking more like long swords and broadswords and like different, like double-bladed swords kind of thing, right? Sword and shield? I don't know. Do they use sword and shield too? Because the victim was strangled to death in that fight. That's right. No way this button was ripped off during the struggle. Button was consciously pulled off of the victim's already dead body. I know, it sounds pretty crazy though, yeah, Carter? Metal sword fighting. What is the meaning of this? What if the button was torn off the body after the victim had died? What does that change? Let me ask you one simple question, Edgeworth. Why was the button torn off? What purpose did that serve? We now know this button was not torn off during the fight. Murderer took the time and effort to purposely rip this from the victim's body. Mainly synthetic, but for cutting tournaments, it's sharp metal. That's like, are the weapons weighted properly? Like, are they weighted like an actual metal swords? I would think so, right? It's so weird, like, to think how to wield a weapon like that. Not surprised. YouTube channel of anything. Murder took the time and effort. So Again, does that encompass like sword and shield fighting too, or are those different categories? You know, can they use a mace? like a mace, or can they use a morning star, or different kinds of weapons? Does it have to be a sword, a blade? Now get your water, Carter. Murder took the time. Okay, would mean murder had something in mind, wouldn't it? Does this mean we know what the murderer wanted to do with this button? Save. A base? No, we don't use blunt weapons. Oh, okay. But you can use a shield. Or a buckler? Is a buckler allowed? Because a buckler is like a small shield, right? Dude, do you know what the murderer wanted to do with this button? Pin the crime on Ingardi. Have a memento? Destroy evidence. I think wanted to pin the crime. Only one logical reason. The same way the knife, the kitchen knife, the steak knife was used to stab the victim after he was already dead, right? Pin the crime, Mr. Ngadi. There's no way anyone would put bloody button in their own pants. Mr. Ngadi was set up by the real killer. Real murder is... Mr. Wright, who in the world is the real killer then? Is it Adrian Andrews? Can't let your guard down, not until the very end. Real killer, person who planned to frame Mr. Ngadi is... I mean, that's the only person we have to use right now. Take that! Miss Adrian Andrews. I choose you. What are you, a Pokemon trainer? You are Mr. Corrida's killer. Ooh, look, her glasses broke again. Order, Mr. Wright. This is a very grave matter. Do you have any evidence that supports your charge? All of the evidence points to Miss Andrews. She's sweating. We got her on the ropes. You've seen rapier, longsword, sword, buckler, dagger. Oh, daggers. Deuce sock. I don't even know what's a deuce sock. And another single hand weapon. Right? Andrews, I choose you. Murder attack now. Rapier. I keep thinking a rapier is like a rapier is what they use in fencing, right? Or does a rapier have a blade? Can't stick any of that on me. I can't. Would you care to test me? What about this knife? Knife was used to stab the victim after he had already been strangled to death. Single stick? Like a stick? Wait, a stick? Really? Used to throw suspicion onto Mr. Ngadi naturally. I mean, isn't a stick a blunt weapon? Knife covered in the defendant's fingerprints could only be taken from his room. Only one who had dinner with him and knew which knife to take was you. I like how her glasses break and then she immediately puts on new ones. What about the button that was found in Matt's hakama? Button was removed from the victim's body after he had already died. Only people who could have done so were the person who found his body or the killer. You got any weekend plans, Beats Turtle? However, if Mr. Ngadi was a real killer, there's no way he would have put such incriminating evidence on his own hakama. Only person who could have put this button into Mr. Ngadi's hakama, person who went to wake him from his nap, which is you. What about the empty guitar case? It's also another piece of evidence that incriminates Miss Andrews. Costume was used to hide the real killer's identity as they fled the crime scene. Who could have known there was such a costume? You know what? She was probably drinking the tomato juice. Like, she met up with Juan Carrito. She was leisurely drinking the tomato juice. That's why she had the fingerprints on the glass. And when Juan Corrida wasn't looking, she strangled him from behind. Maybe. You're on a video in the channel. Cool. The single stick is not a blunt weapon. Oh man, what's the YouTube channel name? I want to watch that. Sounds cool. Would only been the person who prepared the costume for the victim. And that person is you, Adrian Andrews. No. We're not gonna be suckered with that crybaby face. No crocodile tears in this courtroom. Miss Andrews' fingerprints were nowhere to be found on the guitar case. It was you who proved that she was not wearing gloves at the time. That's because she did not intend on leaving any prints. If anyone had found out she had touched the case, they would have asked her why. Avoid leaving any prints, use a towel or something else to open it. But the glass of tomato juice is a different story. Miss Andrews purposely left her fingerprints on the glass to show that yes, indeed, she was the classic dazed discoverer of a dead body. Oh, it's called Blood and Iron. Oh, I thought Blood and Iron was like the tournament name or something that you're going to. To top it all off, you sent me okay, cool. Oh, it's a stream too. Nice. Oh, no, you're sending me a link after the stream. Got it. There is a photo of the killer as they exited the scene of the crime. No reasonable person on earth can believe Nicholas Samurai is Mr. Ngardi. He'd be much too short for his own costume if it was him. Speaking of how tall people are, Andrews, you're also kind of short in stature, are you not? Please stop. How about it, Miss Andrews? Do we really got her, Phoenix? I refuse to she's pleading the fifth. What? What was that? There's a law. It says I can't be forced to testify about something if it can. She's pleading the fifth. That's pleading the fifth. You're absolutely correct. Law does provide us with a way to avoid self-incrimination. By allowing a witness to not testify in the testimony can cause damage to themselves. Pleading the fifth, not something most people would think to do on the spot. Thinking back to yesterday in Mr. Ngardi's room, Adrian Andrews. Think hard about what we just discussed. Understood? Wait, what did they discuss? Oh, there's 2 videos of you? Ooh. Beats Turtle. Did you win? That's the main question, Beats Turtle. Did you win those fights? That's when Francesca planted this idea into her head. Must have told Miss Andrews to not testify if things look bad. Did a good job proving everything up to this point. There's still one thing you haven't done. Something I haven't done? What's wrong? Are you finished already? Run out of evidence? What's so humorous? Once you fighting a 60-year-old one, you're taking advantage of your youth, are you? Oh, he's fit. But again, did you win? Doesn't matter who you're fighting, as long as you won. I'm sure you realize this as well, Your Honor. Everything the good lawyer here has proven up to this point is meaningless. Nani? Everything you have proven is circumstantial. Circumstantial, you have yet to provide a single piece of definitive proof. FYI, you're still... you're not... Edgeworth, you're not proving that our client did it. Like, the whole point... Overall, no. But you... Oh, is it? It's not just a one fight thing. It's like a point system or something? See, the prosecuting side is supposed to prove beyond reasonable doubt that our client, the defendant, is guilty of the crime. this game, the world that this game takes place in, apparently it's guilty until proven innocent. And that's why we gotta do the things we do, because that's the motto. It's not innocent until proven guilty. Otherwise, everything we've presented up to this point, like, would have, unless the prosecuting side had a lot more definitive proof that Matt and Gardy committed the crime, we poked so many holes in their accusation that, like, any jury would be like, that's, the guy's not guilty. Point system, stand out with green leg guards. Okay. It'll be very interesting to watch. Proof that, because what, like certain hits, maybe fatal hits, are more points than just like grazing the arm or the leg or something like that. Proof that Miss Andrews did in fact harbor a wish to murder Mr. Corrida. Did you want to kill Mr. Corrida? I believe this may lead to me incriminating myself. I will abstain from answering. But Miss Andrews, if you do that, it would be the same as admitting your guilt, don't you think? Actually, that's false reasoning. Maybe so, maybe not. There's nothing to prove it either way. Besides, you don't even know what a crime I would be guilty of due to my silence. Mia, what should we do? What should we do? We should get Pearly back is what we should do. Somehow it landed in the worst possible situation. I reached a certain conclusion at this point in time. Adrian Andrews has refused to testify. Defense's theory she is actual murderer has not been fully substantiated with solid definitive proof. Neither has the prosecution side, but whatever. It's like those water bottle packs. Kids like to poke holes in the wrapping. Alright, get out of her, Mia. Oh, like, do you wear them on your person? So when they get hit, it shows like a critical hit or not? That's kind of neat. I mean, that's a good way to do it. In this situation, only one thing that court can do. Declare a recess. Usually the judge would finish the trial or conclude the trial for the next day. But we already objected to that because we need to get an acquittal in one day. Request both prosecution and defense look further into this matter. And at tomorrow's trial. Wait, tomorrow's trial. Oh wait, no, he's the recess is overnight. Uh-oh. It's just protection. Oh. Well, I'll watch. You send me the link, I'll watch it. And I'll see I'll be able to see what you're talking about, Beats Turtle. We don't have a tomorrow. Exactly. Even though Maya has escaped, Phoenix doesn't know that Maya escaped from that wine cellar she was kept in. If we don't get a not guilty verdict today, then... Please wait. That's not necessary. Trial, please continue. Let's save. What are you sweating for? Your client is getting one more day to live, isn't he? That's not it. That isn't about that. Edgeworth, I know you know who the real killer is. Please, let the trial continue. If I don't get the verdict, then Maya. It's impossible to continue as long as the witness refuses to testify. This court is... It is not impossible for this trial to continue. I like how the prosecution side has the power to like stop the judge from making his decision. Von Karma, Edgeworth, the other Von Karma, like the judge just listens to the prosecuting lawyer. It's explained in the video of the stick tournament how the point system works. Ah, okay. Objection! I know, right? Edgeworth is on our side. Well, Edgeworth is on the side of truth. True, Miss Andrews holds the right against self-incrimination. However, topic for conversation were something unrelated to whatever she may be guilty of. She has no right to withhold testimony. That is very true, but there is one other thing I'm curious about. Miss Andrews, you're not getting away from us. When you found the victim's dead body, you poured yourself a glass of juice. Yes, and can't help but think how unnatural that is. Usually when one finds a body, they're shaking up, not stirring a glass of V8. So my actions were unusual, but I've already... Before you speak, I want to state, if you have a reason behind your actions, I would like you to testify to that effect. It's so weird. It's like everyone knows what's going on but us. Oh, well, but Phoenix. Well, the judge too, but the judge never knows anything. But Mia knows what's going on, but she never tells us. Edgeworth knows what's going on, but he never tells us. It's like, why don't you just tell us what's going on and we can get through this faster? But that wouldn't make for a good game. So we have to figure it out ourselves. Your Honor, I would like to request witness testify again as to what happened when she first discovered the victim's body. Whatever we find out in this testimony should no way implicate the witness. I don't know what it is about Edgeworth today, but I can't get a good read off of him. Is he friend or foe? I just don't know. Court acknowledges prosecution's request. Miss Andrews, if you please. Glass of juice. Didn't really pour it for myself. I was surprised when I walked into the room and saw it in that messy state. And Juan, he was sitting slumped over and tired looking in the corner. He had a knife in him, lady. When I saw him sitting like that, the thought that he was dead didn't cross my... Again, he had a knife in him, lady. Phoenix B's his own way in succeeding. Oh. To be honest, I thought he had just fainted or something, so I went to pour him some juice. When I realized he was dead, that's when I knocked the flower vase over. Again? This is how he was found? You didn't notice the big knife sticking out of his chest? You poured that glass of juice for the victim. Why didn't you say so in your earlier testimony? I didn't think I needed to include something so trivial. Please be careful. If you can't find anything wrong, there's nothing left. Alright, here we go. Cross-examination. Glass of juice, didn't pour it for myself. There wasn't anyone else in the room, right? Who did you pour it for? Mr. Wright, rhyme or reason for everything. Can you wait just a little longer for it to be revealed? Precisely. Alright. Surprised when I walked into the room, saw it that messy state. She did get careless, super careless. It was a mess? Are you sure it wasn't messy because of your fight? Objection! Understand your frustrations and not being able to prove your theory. However, before you go accusing people of crimes, go find yourself some evidence. What did you see? Juan, he was sitting slumped over, tired looking in the corner. Slumped over? Just sitting there with his head tilted forward, eyes closed. Really looked like he was sleeping. That just means that right there sounded a little odd. It sounded odd because there's a knife sticking out of him. You know what? I'm not even going to go. I'm going to try to present that right now. I'm going to save. And we're going to present that. Present the picture. It's either the picture or the knife. The knife itself. Okay, that wasn't it. We're gonna try the knife now. Your Honor, wait, okay, that was both wrong. Huh. That's... Okay, game said we were wrong. I thought... I mean... Am I taking crazy pills? He was slumped over with a knife in his chest. How are you going to miss this one detail, right? Or the autopsy? That's a good thought. Nope, that's not it either, Beats Turtle. But I mean, right? You know what I'm saying, right? You know what I'm saying, though. You understand. It's like he slumped over with a knife in his chest. You obviously missed that big detail. Alright, let's just go through the rest of the testimony and find out. When I saw him sitting like that, the thought that he was dead didn't cross my mind. What did cross your mind? Thought maybe he had smashed everything up in anger because he lost the Grand Prix. So tired after his rampage, decided to take a nap. That sounds dumb as hell, but whatever. That's what I thought. I thought he had just fainted, so I went to pour him some juice. Thought he fainted? Thought he was asleep. Room was in such a messy state. Thought maybe he had gotten into a fight with someone. That's when he poured a glass of juice. Yes, always has a hard time waking up. Juan always has a glass of tomato juice to drink. Alright. When I realized he was dead, that's when I knocked over the flower vase. How did you come to realize that he was in fact dead? Wait. What about the guitar case? It was open. But she said... Right? I think it's the guitar case. Yeah, right, Beats Turtle? Or maybe she needs better prescriptions for her glasses, because she obviously missed the big knife sticking out of the body. Check him over and over, never got a response. Set the glass down, tried to take his pulse. I was shocked, staggered backwards, knocked the flower vase. That's what happened. This is what it all comes down to. I think it's the guitar case. Right? Because we had that whole thing before about the guitar case being open, but the water's only on top. So if she knocked over the vase, and that was when the guitar case was closed, who opened it afterwards? I think we got it. I think we got it. Hold on. Oh, not too fast. Could be the blonde stir. I mean, that's possible. You're right. I'm gonna present the case. Come on, that should totally be it. They're totally related. Oh. Or maybe the knife. Right? What? Only the top of the lid bears... There's some water. Wait, how does that... When I realized he was dead, that's when I knocked the flower vase over. Oh, no. I got it. Here. She knocked it over, but the case is over. Maybe we were supposed to present this picture. There you go. We got it. That was it. Honestly, didn't think he was dead when you found him. Not at all. Even though this is what you saw when you discovered the body. What's the meaning of this? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? There's a knife sticking straight out of Mr. Foot. Oh, this is where we're supposed to present it. Not the, oh, he was sleeping statement. Anyone saw the scene would have immediately thought here was a dead man. Okay, so actually our initial thought was correct about she found the body. He was slumped over with a big knife out of his chest. We just presented the evidence at the wrong statement. But you would think the other statement would have been perfectly fine to present as contradictory too. So that's I'm kind of not happy about that. That bothers me. That's, well, you see. Right? We were on the right track, Beats Turtle. We know what we were thinking. We had our thinking caps on. The game was just very peculiar about when we had to do it. I doubt a single person in the world will make the mistake for someone who fainted. And then so nonchalantly go pour something to drink. Point is, Miss Andrews, testimony just now is all one giant lie. Oh, what is that, like her fifth pair of broken glasses? The lie has proven one thing very clearly. You are the real killer. Yeah, I don't want to see it. Crocodile tears. Get out of here. No. Looks like the defense has somehow brought the ugly truth to light. Defendant, Mr. Matt Ngardi is not guilty after all. Remember, we still have more story we need to figure out because the whole Scarface bellboy, Maya being kidnapped, and all that stuff. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of a lot of money. That's impossible. You're wrong. Miss Andrews, try to have some composure. It wasn't me. It was the one-armed man. I swear it. He's the one who killed Juan. But you are the one who refused to testify. And your reason for not doing so was that you might end up incriminating yourself. That's because Miss Andrews gave you one last chance. What exactly are you hiding that may incriminate you? Uh-oh, here we go. There's still more. There's still more to this. I refuse to testify. No need for this court to continue any further. Matt Ngardi's innocence has been clearly demonstrated. Have we found the truth at last? What's wrong, Phoenix? Usually, real killer confesses his or her guilt. Now that I think about it, this is the first time someone hasn't. I would like to hand down my verdict for Mr. Matt Ngardi. Edgeworth, you're supposed to... What the hell? What the heck? Why are you objecting this time? We just got our not guilty verdict. Prosecution feels it would be premature to pass down a verdict at this time. So he's not on our side. Yeah, he had the lower objection to objection. Well, was it? That's like a Von Karma objection. But he had a lower objection than Phoenix. Objection. You saw that coming? Well, I guess, yeah. I should have seen that coming too after as many hours as we have into this game. Reason is quite simple. Witness is yet to speak the absolute real truth. Why does it matter? We want to just absolve Matt Ngardi of the crime. What? Witness, don't you understand? Huh? I don't know who planted this silly idea in your head. As long as you protect yourself through your silence, Mr. Ngardi will go free. And in his place, you will become the guilty party. Wait, so does Edgeworth think Matt did it? I mean, you're right. You're right, Beats Turtle. We need the full story. And the full story comes out during these trials. And we only got one trial this time, right? That's a lie. I don't believe you. What? I was told if I spoke, it would be all over. Matt would never be declared guilty. There's more to this. Someone's blackmailing her. Maybe it's the same guy, the killer. Maybe it's the killer blackmailing her too. What is she talking about? Exactly. What is she talking about? Can't speak about it. I'm too scared. It's Francesca von Karma. Don't you remember, Phoenix? Miss Andrew lives by gripping tightly onto the words of another because she doesn't have the strength to believe in herself. Right now, Miss Andrews is tossed a lifesaver by Miss Von Karma. Don't say a word no matter what happens. If you do, Matt and Gardy will be acquitted. Requirement is what for Maya to not die. Oh yeah. You know what? I care so little about Maya, I don't even think about her when she's not here. Miss Andrews undyingly believes in those words right now and is clinging onto them. What should we do? It's the first time I've ever come across anything like this. Miss Andrews has to be the killer, right? All we have to do now is get not Vic guilty. That is my only priority. It wasn't me. I'm begging you, please believe me. I didn't kill Juan. Help, please, someone. Help me. It's right. Court can't continue like this. I'd like to hear what you intend to do. Wait. What I intend to do? Edgeworth was the one who objected. What do you mean what we intend to do? You should ask what the prosecuting lawyer is intending to do. We didn't stop the trial. As the requirement is to not get a guilty verdict. Yes. We're supposed to acquit Matt and Gardy. I suggest you think very carefully. Again, we're not the one who stopped. We're not the one who objected to the judge passing down a verdict. Think about what this witness did and what she did not do. Emphasis on the not. Think about who is the real mastermind behind this crime. Juan? Juan's the master. No, he's dead. I don't know. He's the killer. And why that is the question? I don't know. I'm just as confused. There's no one else it could be except the woman crying, right? Maybe it's Morgan comes back, possibly. I think it has more to do with the killer. Come now, what will you do? What kind of man are you? So maybe Adrian really didn't kill him. Okay, how about this? Juan was strangled by someone else. Adrian, I saved a little while back. Adrian was blackmailed to one, plant the button on Matt and stab Juan with the knife to frame Matt. She didn't kill Juan, but she did. Whoever killed Juan blackmailed her into setting up Matt to be the killer. And that's why she's worried, because she actually didn't kill Juan. Alright, Force Andrew. Well, I think it's Force Andrews. Alright, not when she's making a face. Oh, she's so sad. Miss Andrews, I'd like to know what you are really hiding. Sure, Mr. Ngari would get an acquittal, but in his place, you would be found guilty. Is this how you really want this trial to end? Be quiet. How dare you? You're tricking me. Just like the last game. Oh, yeah, that's right. Wait, what? I don't even remember. Trial 3? Wasn't that the one with Morgan Fay? I commend you for trying, Mr. Edgeworth. However, it's clear defense's theory is the truth. You're wrong. What a shame. I'd hoped things wouldn't come to this. However, What's he got? Since you absolutely refuse to testify, falls on my shoulders to disclose this to the court. What? Oh, the episode 5 of the last game. I thought you meant like the last episode. Oh, right. Damn, you got a good memory, Beats Turtle. I'm getting old. That was the last. It's not like I played anything else between this game and the first game. But I totally forgot about that. You're right. Gant was the one who actually committed the murder, but the guy, someone else was being framed for it, right? Not Mia, the cowboy, right? Or not the cowboy, Meekins. Meekins was being framed for it. Mr. Edgeworth. Witness, how should I put this? Has an illness. Because of this illness, she tried to commit suicide. Please stop. No matter how much you want to hide it, no use. I have the evidence. The second part of the suicide report. Attempted suicide report. What will you do now, witness? You know what I am about to do, don't you? I will now reveal to the court the true nature of the pitiful woman known as Adrian Andrews. Secret of her dependent nature. Having other people know about it scares her more than anything else in the world. Please stop! I beg you! If people find out! Ow! Kill yourself? Wow, Edgeworth is cold. Look at that. If you're gonna say choose death, that is of no concern to me. Damn. Damn, guy. Hey, Cornelius. No, we didn't start late. We started at 8. I mean, we made a little progress, but we didn't start late at all. You're late, not us. You're late. Wow, that's pretty cold though. Not gonna lie. Edgeworth, damn. There's you look. How can you be so cold? How are you doing, Cornelius? How was your Friday? How's your Friday? Are you ready for the weekend? I hope you are, because it's gonna be a great weekend. Before you die, I will pull the truth from your still breathing lips, no matter what I have to do. And you know what? She's only gonna kill herself because she's so concerned about what other people think. Like, who cares? Will you tell the court yourself or shall I? Either is fine with me. I'll talk. Please help me. Nothing matters. Nothing really matters. Anyone can see. When I first saw him, I really thought he had fainted. Honest. When I realized he was dead, that was when I formulated my plan. I'm still... We'll get it. I'll get it. I promise you, Cornelius, I'll get it. Okay, what if I don't get the PS4, but the PS5 comes out and I get that? Would that be acceptable? Or does it have to be the PS4? What if I get the PS5 because I take so long to get it? I'll definitely pick up the console though, for sure. A console. When I realized he was dead, that was when I formulated my plan. Once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, made a dash back to Matt's room. Then, I stabbed Juan's dead body with the knife ripped off the button. Just when I finished, I was returning to Matt's room. I had a bit of an inconvenience. That's why I ended up using the Nickel Samurai costume. But why was it stuffed in the guitar case? Stab the body with the knife? Why would you do that? Isn't it obvious? Pin the blame on a certain person. A certain cowardly man. It should be acceptable. You're right, noob. What do you mean, all of this? Might take this court a little while to understand, but that was a long testimony, actually. This is the truth. The real killer is Matt. Scumbag of a man. Why does she hate him so much? I'll never forgive him. I mean, she must think Matt is the reason Celeste Impacts killed herself, maybe? He's trying to escape his guilt again, just like last time. Maybe she really did find the suicide note. Miss Andrews stabbed the victim Juan Corrida in the chest with a knife. However, she didn't do it with murder in mind. She did it with the intent of framing Matt Ingardi for the murder. And this is her crime. Yeah, like what's the hatred for him? How is this possible? Well, at the very least, we know we get a not guilty verdict. Because Miss Andrew just claimed, she already stated that she used all the evidence that we found to blame it on Matt. But now, like you said, Beats Turtle, we are getting into the meat of the story. We're trying to get the full story. Mr. Wright, get over your shot. Commence cross-examination. Save. First saw him, really thought he had fainted. But you could tell from the state the room was in, there must have been a fight. Are you telling me the truth when you say you don't know that you did not know he was dead? Had a scarf tied around his neck. Scarf is part of the Jamming Ninja's costume, so I didn't think anything about it was strange. Head was also tilted down. I couldn't see his face that well. That's why I thought I'd wake him up and went to pour the juice. When I realized he was dead, that's when I formulated my plan. What is his plan? I knew right away the murderer was Matt. I knew because Juan was going to expose Matt's weakest weak point to the world. Matt did this to stop Juan, silence him for good. We're finding the potatoes to eat now, yeah. No, we're finding the meat. We're getting to the meat. So we gotta get the potatoes because we're in the meat of the story now. That's when I thought I should forge some evidence. Pin this crime on Matt. Forged pieces of evidence were the knife and the button. First thing that came to mind was to plant the knife. Once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, made a dash back to Matt's room. That was so you could get the knife, correct? Knife Matt used at dinner had his fingerprints all over. Thought if I used that, police would certainly turn their eyes towards him. Matt was napping with his costume on at the time. I slipped in, took the knife, returned to the scene of the crime. Then I stabbed Juan's dead body with the knife, ripped off the button. You're the one who stabbed the victim with the knife? Gives me goosebumps to think about it. What a horrible thing I did. At the time, couldn't control my own body, moved on its own. When I stabbed Juan's dead body, suddenly realized something. If I used the button somehow, I could make Matt look even more suspect. Thought to rip one of the buttons off, planted in Mr. Ingardi's Hakama. Yes, that's what I planned to do. Things never go that smoothly, do they? Just when I finished, returning to Matt's room had a bit of an inconvenience. That's why... Wait. We didn't press this one. Yeah! I hate her too! Oh, you got Deja... Deja Vu is so freaky. I'm very intrigued of why it happens. Inconvenience. Woman with a camera at the ready, loitering in the hallway. Okay. Also a woman with a ray gun at the ready, pacing back and forth. Old bag. Already been caught, made into a big scoop for a certain weekly tabloid once. Couldn't very well go out looking like myself and get caught again. That's why I ended up using... How did she know it was in the guitar case though? You were the one who prepared that costume, weren't you? I took it from Global Studios, right? It's more like a rat-tat-tat-tat. Also put it into Juan's guitar case the day before the ceremony. Oh, because Juan was going to use the costume for his announcement. He did this in preparation for the press conference. Juan wanted to wear that costume, hold a press conference in it. He was going to disclose Matt's big secret there. What's the secret? I don't know. Anyway, thought that if I were to leave Juan's room in the Nickel Samurai costume, people would think Matt was the real murderer. I was very careful not to leave any fingerprints when I opened the guitar case. I absolutely did not want anyone to know about the costume. Wait, where is that extra costume now then? I think we've heard enough. After that, went back to Mr. Ngardi's room, planted the button. Into Matt's Hakama, yes. After that, folded up the costume I was wearing, put it into a bag. Snuck out of the hotel, got rid of it. What does this all mean, Basil? Mr. Edgeworth? The real criminal is Matt Ngardi. Okay, you have no proof for that. Yesterday, woman prosecutor sat me down for a talk. She said that I should, under no circumstances, confess to what I had done. If I just kept quiet, Matt would be found guilty for sure. I had no choice but to believe in her words. What this witness has done is clearly unlawful. However, as long as her testimony stands, we can be certain she is not the real killer. That's fine, but that doesn't make Matt the killer. Right. It's pointless. At this point in time, not possible to indict Miss Andrews on anything. There isn't a single piece of evidence that points to her as the murderer. Cross-examination of this witness is over, and so is today's trial. Wait a minute. Wait, the trial's ending? You couldn't establish witness was the culprit. Please let it go. Please place Miss Andrews under arrest for further questioning. Prosecution will arrange for her detention immediately. Wait. Is that game over? What happens? We didn't get an acquittal. Is that a game over? What's going on? It didn't win. Yeah, what? Witness, would you mind if I ask you something? What is it? Before you leave court today, I wondered if I might look at one thing. Card in your hand had my interest for quite some time. What is it? Mr. Wright also asked about this. I know, what does it matter anymore? I mean, there's no one in court, so it has nothing to do with the trial. Although I didn't remember at the time you asked me about it, Mr. Wright. I remember just now. Found this in the room on that day. The room? That day? Found this card when I discovered Juan's body. It's your deja vu? There's a glitch in the Matrix, Beach Turtle. It was lying there right next to him. It's a calling card. It's a calling card of the killer. Found that card next to the victim's body. I suppose I must have unconsciously slipped it into my pocket. It's not that this card has any relevance to Juan's murder, right? It's still a strange card, if you ask me. As far as a clue to this case, I don't see why... That card, give it to me. Wait, he knows... Yeah, oh yeah, it definitely has something to do with the card. And it looks like Edgeworth knows something about the card. Do you have any idea what you have stupidly yet inadvertently done? You got a nose for these things, Speed Turtle. I can't believe you hid this from me all this time. I didn't mean to. What is this about? What is going on? That card, what is it? What does it mean? To be continued? I mean, we still haven't gotten Maya back, so I guess that's correct. Okay, what's gonna happen now? Oh, there's Pearl. We got Pearl back. Mystic Maya. Don't cry, Pearl. Can't take it anymore. Wow. It'll be alright. Everything may still work out. Condition was that we had to get a not guilty verdict. So far, kidnapper has kept his word, hasn't hurt Maya. He won't because Mr. Ngardi hasn't been given a guilty sentence. Cheer up. We don't have time to stand around crying. We have to get going. You're right. Mystic Maya is much more pain than I am. Glad I caught you, pal. What's going on? Has been dubbed Mr. Scruffy Detective in Pearl's book. It's just plain old Mr. Dick Gumshoe now. I came to talk to you. Talk to me about what? Torture? You kill the one who caused Pearl to cry? What are you going to do from now on? Been fired, right? Do you have a new job lined up? What am I supposed to do, pal? I don't have anything coming in at all until my next payday. What are you talking about? You now have another payday. I guess that means I'm just gonna have to work here at your place. What? Maybe searching for things that will prove Mr. Ngardi's innocent all day, right? Well, yeah. So I'm gonna help you. I've got lots of experience in investigating and watching over people's places. And I'm great at making really simple meals. I'll take care of it all. What, is she gonna replace Maya for now? He got fired because I think Von Karma fired him, right? I don't know how she has the power to do that. But that's what it was. Come on, Mr. Nick. Let's let Mr. Scruffy Detective take care of things. What's your best dish? Instant noodles. That was the first time I ever seen Mr. Edgeworth act like that. Never thought he'd say something like he didn't care if Miss Andrews killed herself. He said that? That's horrible. But because of him doing that, we got the truth finally. I wonder if that was the truth. I'll give you that there was nothing strange in her testimony itself. But I still think there's something fundamentally wrong with the whole thing. I mean, about that thing? Why would she want to, almost need to frame Mr. Ngardi? I couldn't figure that out from anything she said at all. Or said all day. You're saying testimony was a lie? You hate instant noodles, Pete? Oh. But I am a lover of instant noodles. It's great on a rainy day in winter. Like, it's just when it's cold. I love instant noodles. That's what Edgeworth would like us to believe. Such a dirty trick. Even that woman prosecutor was better than that. Francesca Von Karma. Speaking of Von Karma, have any more information on her condition? You're tired of instant noodles? When you're a broke college student, Beach Turtle, it's all about the instant noodles, canned foods, Spam, Vienna sausage, rice, or starch, whatever starch you eat. You know, instant noodles is the staple of college person's food. Which isn't she shot this morning? Von Karma was shot today on the way to trial by Pistol Pal. Who shot the pistol? Edgeworth says she was in stable condition, but shot in the shoulder, she's okay, still hanging in there. She'll be done taking the bullet out, probably resting at the hospital. Are you going to visit her? Maybe. Got actually a good heart, don't you? Looked like she was being tortured to death, not being able to go to the trial today. Maybe it'd be good for her if you went and let her whip you for a bit. Ish. Let's go let her whip us, Mr. Nick. Oh, Pearl, not you too. I'm definitely not going. Name of the hospital? The Hottie Clinic. Are we gonna run into that crazy patient again? Oh man. Oh man, we're gonna run into that purple-haired crazy dude. I know we are. Alright, Blue? Hospital? We gotta do it, Beats Turtle. We gotta do it. There he is. There, and he's still tweaking. He's still scratching up in Storm. Are you here to visit a patient? I'm Director Hottie. No, you're not. Can I help you? You can tell me. Yes. Director I don't mind this guy too much. He's a weirdo though. Edgeworth. Yes, I'm Director Hottie. You're the man from this morning, yes? What is it? Director, Francesca. How is Francesca von Karma? Wait, is he really the director? I thought he was a patient. Is this guy seriously the director? You don't need to worry, she's in good hands. You see, I'm personally taking good care of her. Yes. And that thing, that surgery, it went well. You have my gratitude. Oh, Edgeworth doesn't know that this director is not the director. Looks so pitiful, absolutely terrified. I understand. Proponent, well, no FBI this time because at least Von Karma is of age. Her opponent was a gun after all. When I stuck on her real secret like, she would scream really loud. Yes. She's really cute too. When I do that, she whipped me with the whip. Boy, did I cry like a baby, but I think I could get used to it. Oh man, he's a masochist. Oh, here she is. Go back to your room. You're so mean, my frisky Friska. No, I don't think this is really the Dr. Cornelius. I think this is just a patient in the hospital who's on drugs. Time for my IV drops. Yes. What are those tulips doing in your hand, Phoenix, right? I was shot in front of the courthouse in my right shoulder. No big deal. Sort of thing happens all the time. But it does. Eden had full intentions of running the trial this morning. But that would have been too much for you. I need to act tough, you know. Regardless, I was dragged here by that man. You know, they still haven't addressed who shot her. Like, didn't they catch the guy who shot her? Doesn't seem like it. He was so unyielding, one has to wonder if he was simply interested in stealing my case. It wasn't the only logical course of action given the bullet was still lodged in your shoulder. By taking over the case, I found myself having to clean up after you and that irresponsible deal you made. That's right, Von Karma. Miss Von Karma made a deal with Miss Andrews yesterday, didn't you? I don't know what you mean. I want to make sure you got your guilty verdict on Miss Lingati. Told Miss Andrews to not testify in court. I don't know what you're talking about. Do you have proof I made such a deal? Oh god, here we go. Looks like you were lucky, Mr. Wright. If I had been in court today, trial would already be over. All while hiding Miss Andrews' own crime. I know, right? Get out of here. Get out of here, Von Karma. Isn't my problem whether she had tampered with evidence or not. That blows my mind. Of course that's your problem. Because that makes her an unreliable witness. That makes her the worst witness you could have. That she tampered with evidence. That would totally be your problem. Stupid lady. Only have one objective, find Mr. Ingardi guilty. And justifies the means. And justifies the... No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Adrian Andrews believed you when you said, if you don't tell the truth of what really happened, Ingardi will be found guilty. What does that have to do with me? Because of that, she's now in danger of being found guilty herself. All because she believed in your words until the very end. Still has nothing to do with me. She's just a weak person. God. God. Let's whip. God, can we whip her in the face? Sheesh. Let's just whip her. Whip her in the face. Let's shoot her again. Shoot her in the other shoulder. You have to know she was. I think visiting hours here are about over. If you excuse me. Yeah, run away. How did she suddenly cut you off? I think I had the advantage in that argument. Edgeworth. Talk to Edgeworth. What happened today at the trial? That was not like you at all. I know you knew about Miss Andrews' condition. Could have made her testify as many times as you wanted. But to go that far, look, at least he feels guilty. You know, it was all a show. Let's hope she's not also a masochist. I don't think she is. Yeah, I think she's a sadist. She likes dishing out the pain. That's why she carries the whip around with her. She wouldn't testify about that until I said something. Listen, right? Courtroom is a garden of judgment. Putting myself on the line when I stand in there. That's why I made the witness do the same. It's only natural. By the way, Edgeworth, you were really angry in court. That's rare for you. It's possible she hides her masochism. Yeah, that's true. I mean, could you be both? I guess you could technically be both, right? That card, give it to me. You have any idea what you have stupidly yet inadvertently done? What is this? What is this card? Please explain. What is it? You mean this? Listen, right? Top secret info. Absolutely cannot leak this. Special Investigations team has existed for a number of years. You know of it. Okay? Task is to find the owner of this card. Man called Shelly the Killer. It's totally the calling card. The guy kidnapped Maya. Just as his name states, he's a killer, an assassin. Did someone must have hired the killer to acquit Matt. What is going on? Holy crap. What is going on with this? Yes, assassin. That's how that's actually how I remember to spell it. Beach turtle with double S's 2 times. Because it's 2 asses. That's how I remember to spell it. Ass. In. Who is Shelly the Killer? Name of long-standing line of assassins. Name of first appeared about 100 years ago. Shelly is a professional name of the third heir to the killer's name. Because his professional name is Shelly, leaves cards with a shell. Habit of making sure to leave a card by the body of his victims. Why would he do something like that? Think part of his duty to his clients. Who hired him then? It's Assassin's Creed. His duty? If he leaves a card, his clients can be assured it was he who killed the victim. Do you think Matt hired the Wait. Do you think Matt hired the assassin? And that's why the assassin wants us to get an acquittal for Matt? Matt hired the assassin to kill Juan and then told the assassin to kidnap Maya so he could get an acquittal. Maybe, right? Who else is related to this story that could be part of it? Huh. Also serves as insurance against any charges being pushed onto his clients. There you go. Right here. But because of what Adrian Andrews did, the crime was pinned on, well, Matt became a suspect. And that's why the killer wasn't ordered to get an acquittal for Matt, but Right here, insurance against charges being pushed onto clients. The killer values the trust between clients and himself above all else. So he had to take a detour because Andrews messed with the evidence. It seemed that this one honorable assassin with a moral conscience. Think this assassin? Think he's the one who did the killing in this case? It would appear that way. Discovery of the card basically confirms it, wouldn't you agree? Shelley the killer, huh? I noticed something at the trial today. Behaving in a very strange manner. Something the matter? I guess I should just tell him. Why? She's been kidnapped. What does a kidnapper want? An acquittal. I had no idea. Prepare a rescue team as soon as possible. Resolve this by tomorrow. Really? Did you hear that, Mr. Nick? Mr. Edgeworth is going to... I don't need your pity. Why is he so mad? No way you can find her. We don't have even a single lead to go on. There's only one way to save her. I have to get an acquittal. It's the only way. Listen, you need to know something. Juan Corrido was killed by Shelley. And the client who ordered the job, he's gonna say Matt. There you go. There you go. We did connect we connected the dots right. Can't listen. Oh, wait, Beats Turtle, didn't you mention? Someone mentioned that we were actually gonna, we're gonna have to get a guilty verdict. Someone, I thought it was you, Beats Turtle, but someone mentioned before that as opposed to the not guilty verdict, we were supposed to get a guilty verdict. Eventually. Huh. Alright, then here we go. If you want to continue your investigation, you will need this. What is it? Hotel right now restricted to police personnel only. As we are looking for any clues that might lead us to Shelley the killer. If you take this with you, I'm sure they'll let you enter. Nice, nice. Thank you, Edgeworth. See, Edgeworth is on our side. He's a good guy. Any case must attend preparations for Maya's rescue team. We'll meet again. I mean, we haven't seen Maya in a while, but I'm pretty sure Maya escaped, right? She did the whole credit card unlocking trick. We'll meet again if anything should happen. Excuse me. Mr. Nick, do you think Mr. Ngadi hired an assassin? He doesn't have a psyche lock. I guess not. Please, all I ask is you make it home safe and sound. Therefore, that's why he wanted a not guilty for... Right. Because Matt hired him. And the assassin is one to get a... Well, to not have the crime be placed on the person who hired him. I guess even kidnappers can be a little clumsy. Enough to drop a card. Even though he said he was an assassin, he's just making that up. Like how Nick does with everything in court. Ouch, Maya. Ouch. Let's try out the card trick with this card just found. Click. Yeah, she got out. Sounds like I got the door open. Time to take a look around. All sorts of things. Too dark to see. Looks like there's a lot of glass bottles. Feel like barrels. I'm really hungry. I'm not thirsty. Unlock the door. Should probably go out and take a look around. Oh, look at that. The killer just kind of messed... Yeah, I guess. Or maybe he did it on purpose. Maybe he dropped the card on purpose. I mean, for being a professional assassin, that seems very deliberate, you know? Especially because he didn't kill Maya, right? The whole thing was that he drops the card at... to show insurance to his client. So there was no... I don't think there's a contract out to kill Maya. So him dropping the card seems kind of on purpose. What's this place? Got a feeling I'm not in a hotel anymore. Are those videos over there? I'll worry about that later. I should be looking for clues. Show them to Sis, maybe get out of here. Wait, look at this picture. Doesn't it look like Celeste? Kind of? Kind of looks like it. Yeah, no, that is Celeste. Frame picture sitting on a coffee table. Make sure it's not guilty verdict is what he messed up. I don't know. That's a good question, Beats Turtle. I'm not sure why it had to be done in one day. That's a great question. Picture of a woman, kind of pretty. Looks like something's written here. Let's see. There was something going on between Matt and Celeste, and that's why Adrian Andrews is so mad at Matt, right? Because something happened between them, and Celeste killed herself, and Adrian Andrews was super dependent on Celeste. Yeah, something like that. Like they were involved somehow. It says, with love, Celeste. Bet this could be a clue. Computer, never really used one. I have no idea where the power switch is. It was my plan to use it somehow to get out of here. Why would the satellite dish be inside the house? Isn't that counterintuitive? This is VCR. Sure, a lot of electronic gadgets. What is it intended doing here? Never seen a TV this big before. Where's the power button? Busted. Die a happy Samurai fan if I got to see Nico Samurai on the TV like this. Can't believe I just made a joke about dying, all things considered. Locked. It has a doggy door. Can you fit through the doggy door, Maya? Doesn't look I can use the card to open this door. The little hole at the bottom. Only I was a little skinnier. Maybe I'd be able to crawl through there. You better lay off those hamburgers, Maya. What's a figurine doing on a sofa? I think it's a bear? How cute. Got a lot of cuts and slits on it. Okay, that's creepy. Wonder if it's some kind of puzzle. Simply will not do. Cannot have you wandering around at will. Bought it in the theaters. Is that a TV though? That's not a TV. That's a projection screen. Or are you talking about like a big TV display thing? Ah! It's the butler. The scary butler dude with the scars down his face. Your Mr. Wright is truly concerned about you. I would suggest you remain cooperative. Cannot, there are ways in which I can help you. You mean, dead men tell no tales, is how the saying goes. Almost certain told you on our first meeting, I'm an assassin. You're lying. An assassin? I don't know what it is. Like, I want to... Like I imagine him like pulling his face apart and he's actually an alien underneath the skin. People are not always who they appear to be. Nick! Alright. Mr. Nick? Mr. Edgeworth has left. I think I should listen to his story. Alright, let's get going. Alright, so it's just about 10 o'clock. Looks like there's a lot more to this story. Everything's coming together at least though, but I mean that's one of the big drawing points of the game dialogue and script is that they always, well, generally, except for that whole Morgan Fay thing, they generally tie up all the loose ends in the story by the end of each episode. So that's good. The corpse sprite. Yeah, it's so weird. Like what is like it's a super obvious stitching down the middle of his face. Very, very creepy. Anyway, thanks for watching, chatting, or lurking. I mean, we got through the 1-day trial, but I think it's gonna. We're obviously gonna go back into trial because Mr. Ngardi is still on. He's still on trial. There wasn't a verdict that was passed. But we might have to get a guilty verdict and catch our own client in a contradiction to prove his guilt. Maybe Morgan is hiding him. I mean, we still don't know what happened to Morgan, who was an accomplice in murder. Maybe she'll show up in the last episode. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. I definitely will. And keep on gaming. Stay safe. Enjoy yourself. I think. Okay, so I'm gonna play basketball tomorrow. I haven't played in a month at this point, and I wasn't gonna play tomorrow. But when I told my friend that I wasn't gonna play, he actually responded, "You gotta come out." So I was like, "Oh, okay," because I haven't come out in a while. No, thanks for stopping by, Beats Turtle. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure to have you and anyone else come by. Cornelius, Carter. You met Carter, one of my very old original followers. I'm gonna see if there's anyone streaming right now. All right, we got Gamer Elite. Cornelius, you have a good weekend. I'll see you guys on Monday night. I am gonna host a good streamer buddy. I am Gamer Elite. He's currently playing the Rainbow Six Siege, I think it's called. It's a pretty cool game. Different roles. You gotta attack and defend. Kind of like King of the Hill. I've watched a little bit of it. Looks pretty good. Anyway, but I'm gonna host him. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great weekend. Please stay safe. Keep on gaming. Drink your water. And I'll see you guys on Monday next time. Bye-bye, Noobsters. No ASMR on recommendation. Oh, you like that kind of stuff, Pizza? I actually haven't watched too much. Kind of strange. Gamer Elite, host. Bye-bye, guys.